And now fans for the starting lineups. First for the visiting Eagles. Leading off and playing center field, number 13, Riley Oates. Batting second and playing shortstop, number 1, Reedy Davenport. Batting third and playing right field, number 15, Shayna Davis. Batting fourth and playing third base, number 32, Haley Villa. Batting fifth and playing left field, number 88, McKenna Batterton. Batting sixth and playing first base, number 17, Hope Hernandez. Batting seventh and catching, number 8, Neely Peterson. Batting eighth and playing second base, number 22, Emily Estrella.
Game 1 of our Saturday A-Sun doubleheader did not disappoint, with the Owls lasting the Eagles of Florida Gulf Coast with a 3-1 victory. Game 2 saw the same thing with the Eagles getting going early with a 2-0 lead in the top of the first, but the lead was short-lived as Taylor Cates hit a 3-run bomb to left center field to give the Owls the 3-2 lead, in which they held on and tacked on another run in the fifth. The Owls are looking for the doubleheader. They got the doubleheader sweep yesterday and looking for the series sweep today. And will they be able to hold their fifth-place standings in the A-Sun East? We'll find out in game number 3 here. It's the Owls and the Eagles next on the KSU Owl Network.
Tennessee, number 9, Faith Alexander. Batting second and playing center field, a senior from Glendora, California, number 8, Katie Reed. Batting third and playing third base, a senior from Canton, Georgia, number 99, Taylor Cates. Batting fourth and playing first base, a junior from Loganville, Georgia, number 5, Renaya Bailey. Batting fifth and playing right field, a sophomore from Douglasville, Georgia, number 28, Kiera Cooper. Batting sixth, the designated player, a junior from Riverside, California, number 25, Pacey Villa. Batting seventh and catching, a freshman from Smyrna, Georgia, number 24, Bella Galloway. Batting eighth and playing left field, a freshman from Jefferson, Georgia, number 1, Madison Miller. Batting ninth and playing second base, a freshman from Covington, Georgia, number 21, Ty Hardeman. And pitching for your Owls, a junior from Kennesaw, Georgia, number 96, Melanie Bennett. The head coach for your Owls is Trick McKay. McKay is assisted by Camden Decker, Megan Hill, and Crystal Hampton. Ladies and gentlemen, joining the Owls on the field today are players from the North Georgia Bandits. Please give them a warm Kennesaw welcome. And now, please join Kennesaw State University and our players and coaches in honoring America and celebrating its freedom and those who protect it. Let us rise as one nation and one people for the playing of our national anthem.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into Bailey Park for a Sunday matchup and game number 3 of the weekend series between the Kennesaw State Owls and the visiting Florida Gulf Coast Eagles. Bryce Gobert alongside my partner Scott Whitlock. And Scott, what are you expecting from this game today?
To be a very competitive event. Both of these teams are currently right on the border, if not outside the border, of making the conference tournament, which is very, very important. And they both have had seasons where they've had a lot of ups and downs. But yesterday they played 2 pretty good ball games, and I don't expect anything different today. Both coaches I'm very familiar with. They've done outstanding work over their careers. Dave Darrows from Florida Gulf Coast is in, I think, his 20th year, and
He is.
Trip McKay here at Kennesaw State is in his, I believe, 3rd or 4th year here, and they're doing good jobs with their respective programs. This ought to be fun. So kick it off.
Riley Oaks will lead it off here for Florida Gulf Coast in the top of the first. Melanie Bennett, the starting pitcher here today for Kennesaw State. First pitch misses for a ball.
Bennett worked yesterday.
She did.
And she is definitely the Kennesaw State ace. 10-13 on the year, 3.97 ERA.
1-0 pitch misses as well, 2-0. Yeah. Oaks, Davenport, and Davis, the 3 due up here in the top of the first for the Eagles.
She has struck out 130 batters in 142 innings.
Some pretty impressive numbers, if you ask me, Scott.
Yeah, well, they are. It's solid. Okay, it's solid. The thing that concerns you is the base on balls. She does have 46 walks inside of those, so that's like 1 every 4 innings or 1 every 3.5 innings or whatever. You'd like that to be lower, but her opponents are hitting 270 against her.
That one's chopped in the gap to center field. And a leadoff single here for Riley Oaks and the FGCU Eagles.
And that's why you've got to pitch ahead in the count, because you have got to not be forced to throw something up there that the hitter wants. You want to give the opposition your pitch. You don't want to have to throw their pitch.
Yeah, that hit comes on a 2-1 count. Pitch before that was a off-speed pitch that got in there for a strike. That one taken to center field.
Yep.
Reedy Davenport, a shortstop here today for the Eagles.
Yep.
Comes in batting a .247 on the year with 24 hits, 14 RBIs. First pitch missed for a ball, 1-0.
Both of these coaches would like to get more out of their their batting order in terms of consistency. But I don't know of a coach in the country that don't.
Yep.
So
Galloway behind the plate here for the Owls. Cates on third, Bailey on first. Ty Hardiman will play second today, and Faith Alexander at shortstop will round out the infield. Bennett misses high on that one. Count goes now to 3-0.
Yep.
Miller and left, Greep and center, and Cooper and right here for the Owls, and that's how they'll line up defensively.
I would think she'd be taking here.
No need to swing on the 3-0. Gets in there for strike one. 3-1 now your count.
Yeah, she'll be good to go. Dave Darrow's coaching third for his program. He's giving signals or having a seizure. I'm not sure which one it was, but it was animated.
Davenport yesterday in game 1 didn't register a hit. That one will be driven to Taylor Cates at third. Bobbles it. Throw to first to Bernia. Bailey will be in time. Runner advances, but the Owls get one away here early on in the top of the first inning.
That was a good job of sticking with it by the Owl third baseman, Cates. She was able to get an out. That's the main thing. But for Florida Gulf Coast, the runner did get out to scoring position, so it was a productive at bat, even though an out was registered.
Kana Davis will now step into the batter's box. Right-handed hitter versus the right-handed pitcher. Davis, .375 batting average, leads the team in that category.
That's not shabby. She got 26 RBI, and she leads the team in home runs with 8. So she obviously knows what to do with the bat.
Saw her yesterday in game 2. part of the 2 runs that scored, got hit by a pitch and reached the base. 0-1 pitch from Bennett misses upstairs and away. Count moved to 1-1.
Interesting thing about Davis, I noticed she uses somewhat of a split grip holding her bat. What I mean by that is that her right hand is not resting atop her left. There's about a 1/2 inch to a 3/4 inch gap between her top hand and bottom hand on the bat.
Drives that one deep left field, back at the wall, over the fence and the tennis courts and gone.
She got all of it. And we talked about it. She leads the team in home runs. So Florida Gulf Coast jumps out to an early lead here. Something they did in game 2 yesterday.
Correct. Top of the first inning. Put up the same number of hits and runs they got right now. 2 hits on 2 runs on 2 hits. Still only 1 out here in the top of the first. Owls gonna have to do some work to battle back in the bottom half. But for now, Tylee Filla, third baseman, will step in to face Melanie Bennett. Bennett's first pitch misses upstairs, 1-0.
The great thing is that it's so early in the game, you know, your team has time to make changes and adapt and get the runs back. Just all sorts of things can happen. Bennett pitched a complete game in game 1 yesterday, and she came in and got the save in game 2.
Yep.
I don't know if that's going to have any effect on her today. I don't know if she's a little tired or what, but I know right now, at least through the first 3 batters, that she's worked from behind, and you can't do that. You've got to pitch downhill.
Saw her after this first pitch to Filla, shaking out her wrist a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get a little bit loose, and Scott, you mentioned it, played all 7 innings and pitched all 7 innings in game 1 and then came in relief in game number 2.
Yep. Now, that's not completely unusual in softball. The pitcher's arms are used at such an angle on the body that it does not require the regular 3 to 5 day rest that a baseball pitcher does.
Yep. Pitch got in there for a strike. 1-1 now from Bennett. Foul tip backwards towards the screen. Cal moved to 1-2.
Yeah, now 1-2, that's a good place to live.
We
2-1, 3-1, not so good.
We saw a lot of battles yesterday.
Yeah.
With 2 strikes from these Eagle hitters. Expecting much of the same today, looking to avoid their 8th straight loss. 1-2 pitch, pop up, left field. Miller going to get under it and get out number 2 here for the Owls.
See right there, that's what I'm talking about pitching ahead in the count right there. Miller offered the hitter Phillip offered at a ball that was a pitcher's pitch and was able to get the innocent fly ball to left.
And correction on that last stat, I'm looking to avoid their 9th straight loss. 8th came yesterday after game number 2. New batter here is McKenna Batterton, left fielder. California native.
I can tell you, when you go through a losing streak, particularly if you're a program that's used to winning, and Florida Gulf Coast is a program that is accustomed to winning, an 8-game or 9-game losing streak can feel like 100.
Yep. And it's one of those things that you want to get over quickly because you know you have that winning ability. And
yeah, they have that history, too. And that's, again, you know, you never know what, may or may not cause a situation, but they have dropped a number of games in a row.
Bennett ahead 0-2 here. Swung on and fouled backwards.
Both of these teams, if you look at their records, you know that the players and the staffs on both teams are disappointed. There's a lot of factors that go into things like that. Injuries, I know, have had a part of Kennesaw State's story. I don't know about that with Florida Gulf Coast, but I do know that they are accustomed to winning.
0-2 pitch on the way from Bennett. Misses upstairs and away. 1-2 now the count. And Scott, Kennesaw State down in the series currently overall. 11-9. FGCU leads. A win here would make that gap only 1.
Yeah, well, I had a chance to work against Coach Darros, and I handed him a few losses, and he handed me a few losses back when we used to go against each other. I coached against him from 2005 to 2013.
Anything you learned from him?
No. I know where there's some good restaurants in Fort Myers.
Fly ball hitting to right center. Looked like Greek was going to get there. Ball died and got down, so another 2-out base hit here for the Eagles in the top of the first. We'll bring up Hope Hernandez, the first baseman.
I thought she was going to make the play.
So did I.
It looked like the ball was like she kind of gave up on it a little early.
And unlike yesterday where we saw a lot of wind play a factor in some high hit fly balls to the outfield, there's no really wind today. The flags right now in right center aren't moving.
And the way that ball was hit, when it was coming back to earth, it was on a downward trajectory, so it would not have hurt for the center fielder to leave her feet and try to make a play on that ball.
Yeah, it's Katie Greep out there. Saw her make a couple good plays yesterday.
She's an outstanding player. Sometimes you get fooled or something happens.
Yeah. Bennett ahead 0-1 here. Chopped infield pop-up will find Faith Alexander, and the Owls will get out of the inning. Not before FGCU gets 3 hits and 2 runs for them. When we come back, the Owl Bats will start to warm up here on the KSU Owl Network. Welcome back here to Bailey Park. The Owls currently trail the FGCU Eagles here in the bottom of the first by a score of 2-0. FGCU got out into an early start and a 2-run home run from Canna Davis. Stands where we are. Faith Alexander, Katie Greep, and Taylor Cates. The 3 due up here for the Owls in the bottom of the first. Pranaya Bailey will be batting 4th. Kira Cooper batting 5th. Pacey Villa, the designated player today here for Kennesaw State, will be batting 6th. Bella Galloway 7th. Madison Miller 8th and Ty Hardiman 9th. Allie Holm on the mound here for the Eagles to start off today.
Holm 9-12 on the year with a 3.60 ERA and 121 innings of work.
Started game 1 yesterday for FGCU. Behind in the count, evens it up now 1-1. Alexander went into yesterday batting a .298. Today got over the 300 mark, batting .306 with a couple of good hit balls yesterday. Launches that one in for strike 2.
She is a prototypical leadoff hitter. She's going to try to put the ball in play and use her legs. Her job is simply to get on base any way she can.
Senior from Chattanooga. Here with the 1-2 count. Swung on and chopped in the gap between shortstop and second. Diving for that was Reedy Davenport. Unable to get there, and the Owls have a leadoff single.
They're going to call her out for being out of the box at contact. So there's going to be 1 out. They're going to say you have to have your feet in the box at contact, and what they're saying there is at least her right foot was out of the batter's box when she made contact with the ball because she's a running slapper.
Don't see it too often. So the Owls.
So that hit will be erased.
First pitch to Katie Greep called strike 1.
And if you're scoring at home, that's actually a 2 unassisted putout.
Great batting at 256. Taylor Cates, team leading in a lot of categories. 387 batting average, 34 RBIs, 13 home runs on the year so far for Taylor Cates.
Yep, having a very good year.
Fly ball to left field. Under it will be McKenna Batterton. She'll make the catch. And the Owls go 1-2-3, unable to get any hits. Faith Alexander called out for having her feet out of the box. Got a single, but it was erased when we come back. FGCU back at the plate here on the KSU Owl Network.
Fans, stay in the know with everything KSU by following us on Twitter at KSU Owl Nation, and for more specific softball information by following KSU Owls SB.
Back here at Bailey Park, Owls currently trail the Eagles of FGCU by a score of 2-0. Owls unable to produce anything from the top three in their order in the bottom of the first.
Now they're going to face Peterson, Estroff, and Wicker, the bottom third of the order right now.
FGCU got through the first 6 in the top of the first while tacking on 2 runs. Peterson, the catcher here this afternoon for the Eagles, swung on and hit to Madison Miller in left. Directly at her, didn't have to move much. Makes the grab and gets the first out of the inning here for the Owls.
That was hit right at Maddie Miller out there. Madison Miller, excuse me.
Perfect positioning is Emily Estroff, who we saw play a couple different positions yesterday. Second base mainly, pitched in game number 2 and in game number 1. And game number 1 was brought in as a relief.
Yeah. Every team needs one of those, a Swiss Army knife is what I call them, utility player. They can do a lot of different things. That adds so much depth to your roster without having to have 4 or 5 more people.
And that depth is something that FGCU has liked to have all season. Fouled off down the third base side, so count will go to 1-1 here with 1 out.
Versatility is a great thing to have.
And with a player like Estroff, who can not only make good defensive plays when in the infield, but also a good timely hitter as well. We saw that yesterday. 1-1 pitch from Bennett. Top of the strike zone, 1-2.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier today, but I'm watching Bennett roll her wrist like between every pitch. I don't know if that's a habit or if that's just something she does, or
it's not something that I noticed yesterday. As Estroff chops one towards Faith Alexander. Throw was there, but wouldn't have been in time. Alexander didn't want to risk throwing for an error, and Bailey not grabbing that one. So a single for Emily Estroff.
Yep, sometimes the best thing you can do is nothing. And that's what that was right there. The shortstop made the complete correct decision.
It's a good heads-up play.
Yep, Alexander just put it in her pocket.
Maddie Wicker at the plate now, designated player for today. Watches the first one in, low and away, ball 1.
You don't usually see the designated player batting 9th. Usually there's somebody in there that you want to have in there to.
Well, we had some lineup changes right before first pitch. Hope Hernandez, who's playing first, was originally scheduled as the designated player.
And
Wicker with the 187 batting average throws one into right field. Estroff will come around to third and stop there. And the Eagles have runners on the corners with 5 hits here early on in the top of the second.
Yeah, this is what you don't want if you're the Kennesaw State Owls, is you don't want to let this Florida Gulf Coast team run off from you early. And they're on the verge of doing it. See, Dave Darrow's wanting to talk to his hitter.
Back at the top of the order.
Is Oaks.
Singled her first time up, part of the posse that came in to score on the Canna Davis home run,
Yeah.
2-run home run.
Very odd number for her. She's a leadoff hitter that has no doubles, 1 triple, no home runs. But to have no doubles is a real, you play a whole season. I mean, they've played 43 ball games now. Not to have 1 double out of your leadoff hitters, that's a rare stat.
Bats .292 on the year, 6 runs scored, 21 hits so far. Shows bunt, nobody covering second, so Wicker will get there with no issue.
They basically gave the base up. I don't know if they'll score that as a stolen base or a catcher's indifference, but they had nobody covering the bag. They virtually just gave second base away.
So now 2 runners in scoring position here for the leadoff man and Riley Oaks. 1-0 pitch turns to 2-0 as that one misses low.
And you don't want to face Davenport and Davis with bases loaded.
The last thing the Owls can afford here is to go down some more runs early on in the top of the second with only 1 out. Bennett's delivery swung on and foul tip backwards. Gets the first strike, 2-1 the count. Saw Davenport lead off mostly yesterday. Oaks was batting second in game 1. Game 2, Oaks took the leadoff spot and was the starting pitcher. 2-1 pitch slapped and gonna land fair in left field. 1 run will score at least. That will be Riley Oaks' first double on the year. You were just talking about it, Scott.
Yeah, there it is. And they really didn't do anything to kind of persuade her not to take second base on that. She just kept right on running.
So again, runners in scoring position with Reedy Davenport now at the plate.
And a run in.
Wicker scores.
Yep.
Or excuse me, Estroff scores.
Yes, 3-0. And runners on second and third.
It's only 1 out here in the top of the second. Eagles through 2, well, rather 1 1/3 innings and already have 6 hits. Bennett gets a first pitch strike to Reedy Davenport.
Yeah, well, Davis went long back in the first inning. And she waits on deck.
Again, hit to center field. Greep going to be there. Throw home to Galloway. Might have her in a pickle. Galloway dropped the ball. So Wicker will get in back to third with no issues. But the Owls get the second much needed out of the inning.
Yep. Good job of the center fielder coming in and making that play.
So runners will stay put with Kana Davis, who hit the 2-run home run last time.
In this situation, Bryce, there's no way I pitch to her. I put her on right now.
Looks like the Owls will be pitching to her. First pitch.
And the reason I make that statement, Davis hits .375. The on-deck hitter, who's a good hitter, Phila is only hitting .271. That's 100 points difference.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let her beat me.
Especially with hitting a home run off of Bennett early. Got the first pitch strike, and now ahead in the count 0-2, so.
That's a good thing if you're the Owls.
Bennett doing the work.
The bad news is she still has a strike. Of course, it's kind of our job to sit up here in Monday Morning Quarterback. I mean, the coaches know their teams much better than we do.
0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Bennett gets the strikeout.
Yep.
Only 1 run come across. No more damage done, but FGCU tacks on 1 more, and we'll head to the bottom of the third with the Eagles leading 3-0 here on the KSU Owl Network. Back here at Bailey Park, the Owls trail the Eagles 3-0. Bryce Gobert, Scott Whitlock here in the broadcast booth on this beautiful Sunday in Kennesaw. Not as hot as it was yesterday, but still sunny.
It is an absolutely beautiful day. Baseball going on across the way there. I don't know. I think they got started at 1 o'clock as well.
Yeah,
they're starting at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, they start in 30 minutes at 1.
Yeah.
Busy day here in Kennesaw for Owl Sports. First pitch to Brenia Bailey. Got in there for strike one. Second pitch missed outside for the 1-1. Bailey batting .299 on the year, on the verge of that 300 mark.
She does have 20 RBI. She's hit 3 home runs.
2 doubles as well. Watches that one in for ball 2. Bailey yesterday, 2 hits and a walk in game 2. Watches that one in for ball 3, and a 2 RBI single in game number 1 as well.
Mm-hmm.
So hitting well recently here for the Owls. Gonna need some magic here to get back in this one. 3-0 so far, 3-1 count here to Bailey. That one catches the upper part of the zone, now 3-2 full count.
Good to see the youth teams out at the ballpark, the North Georgia Bandits.
It's a great crowd on hand.
Yeah, they're here in the park, and they were part of the national anthem festivities.
3-2 pitch. Misses inside. A leadoff walk here for the Owls and Brenia Bailey.
One of the team moms is a former KSU player. Valerie Herron. That is not her last name because she's now married, but I don't know it.
Hey, you know what? You tried your best.
She's always going to be Valerie Herron to me. Or George.
Or George.
Yep, that was her nickname. But it was good to see her today.
So the Owls went 1-2-3
Yep.
in the first.
And what you don't want to do if you're home is you don't want to start walking people with a 3-run lead.
That is the last thing you want to do.
Yeah, there's an old adage that, lead off walk, score. They usually find some way to score.
So Brenia Bailey is going to have a pinch runner, and that'll be Caroline Shimeko. Mm-hmm. Saw her yesterday in the same position.
Yeah, Bailey must have a don't run clause in her contract.
The non-existing college contract. 0-1 pitch misses upstairs. Fake
well,
throwback.
Not necessarily anymore.
That's true. We forgot about NIL now. It's a thing.
It's not necessarily.
I'll have times have changed.
Listen,
you told me before you started coaching here in what, 1986?
86, yes, sir.
There was no such thing as NIL back then.
No.
1-1 count. And there's strike 2.
Shoot. When I came here, it was BC, before computers.
Cooper batting .269 on the year. 11 RBIs, 3 home runs, 5 doubles. Watches that one. 2-2 now the count.
But you can't be concerned or feel badly about change and evolution of a sport or an industry. And this game has just changed so much in the last 40 years. It's unbelievable.
Swung on and fouled back off the screen.
She was kind of fighting that pitch off.
Well, and Scott, you mentioned it again before we went on the air. Whenever the stadium was getting rebuilt, there was a lot of change, but one thing that hasn't changed is that home plate spot.
Yeah, that's the interesting little story about Bailey Park, is home plate has never moved. Every player that's ever played softball here is hit from that box.
2-2 pitch, misses outside, 3-2. And that's something you don't see at a lot of places at all. Once you normally get that rebuild in the stadium, that home plate normally moves.
Well, I can obviously give you the backstory on that. One thing that we were really doing a lot of back when this stadium was built.
As Cooper goes left center field, going back at the wall, off the wall, and here comes Shimeko in to score a run. Throw won't be in time, and Kiera Cooper gets her 6th double on the year and scores 1 for the Owls.
And she just kind of reached out there and flipped it out off the center field wall. That ball, I did not think that ball was hitting nearly that hard, but it kept going. That's the longest part of the park here at Bailey Park. And she almost got that thing out of here.
And it hit right below the yellow line on the very top of the wall.
Yep. The reason home plate stayed where it was, Bryce, is because we were doing a bunch of winning back then, and we were not going to break up that mojo by moving home plate. we hit good from that spot. And
Via fouls that one
so
off.
we left it there.
Hey, listen, you gotta. If something's working, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It was working at the time, a lot.
Via, the designated player today here for the Owls, batting .219 on the year, 2 home runs, 7 hits, 4 RBIs. A 1 count turns to 1-1. Watches that one in for a ball. Still no outs here.
This current version of Bailey Park was opened in 2004, and
a chip shot into center field. Going under it will be Riley Oakes. Throw to third will be cut off by the shortstop, Reedy Davenport. Kiera Cooper didn't move from second, so the Owls now with 1 out.
Yeah, you don't want to risk making an out at third base.
No.
You got 1 run back. You got a runner out there on second. There was nobody out. There was no need to try to force the issue by running on the center fielder.
Bella Galloway behind the plate here today for the Owls at the dish right now. Runner in scoring position.
Got a sleeve on her right arm. Either that or she's wearing half of a shirt.
I'm going to go with the sleeve on this one. You never know, though. 1-0 pitch. Gets in there, strike 1. 1-1 now the count.
Yeah, they've got so much more equipment than the game used to have. And, they've got the protectors to put on their shins for when they hit or on their elbow.
Yep. Now, Scott, back when you started coaching, did they have the full face cover?
No.
On the helmet?
No. That came in within the last 10 years in terms of it being mandatory. Obviously, if you had an injured player that they needed one, you could get one. But we had players play with broken noses from time to time, and we would put a cage on their helmet. But as soon as they healed, they wanted it off. And now these young people have grown up playing with them, and so it don't affect them at all. They're accustomed to it.
Fly ball in the foul territory. Coming over to make the grab on it, though, will be Reedy Davenport, and the Owls now with 2 away.
Yeah, and you want to do more with it than that. And that's going to bring up the freshman Miller.
Madison Miller playing left field. Had to make a grab back in the top part of this inning. Batting .225 on the year. 16 hits so far, 1 RBI. First pitch to her is outside, or got in there for a strike.
Bryce, do you remember me saying earlier this half inning that leadoff walk seemed to score?
You're not the first person who's ever told me that.
She scored, but the bigger point I was going to make is Holm has went back just to pitching and doing a very good job of limiting the damage. Sometimes that is your task as a pitcher, is to just limit the damage.
Second pitch got in there for strike 2 on the outside. Miller half chops at that one, pulls it foul. Try the 0-2 again, but something you hear a lot in baseball and softball is a lot about leadoff walks.
Mm-hmm.
And the unofficial statistic that I've always heard is 80% of leadoff walks score. Whether that's true or not, it seems it seems like a high amount, but whenever you look at the numbers, it looks like it happens a lot.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I've seen an outfield play as shallow as the center fielder and the left fielders playing for Florida Gulf Coast. If she was able to get one in the gap there, she could run till tomorrow.
1-2 pitch on Miller. On the outside, called strike 3, and FGCU gets out of the inning with only 1 run for the Owls. Coming across the plate when we come back, more Owls softball here on the KSU Owl Network. Eagles lead 3-1. Back here at Bailey Park for the Game 3 matchup between the Owls and the Eagles. Currently a 3-1 Eagle lead. And Scott, the Owls got a little bit going last inning, but not quite enough to get where you want to be.
Well, the good news is they scored a run. The disappointing news is they had a runner on second base and nobody out, and they never moved her.
Yep.
You've got to score when you have opportunities. But right now, the biggest thing is for Melanie Bennett to have a shutdown inning right here for the Owls, and where they can get back in here and swing again.
Laid down a bunt from Tylee Fila. Throw to first.
No
Called
chance.
safe.
Yep.
Nice job there and a good speedy run there from Tylee Fila.
Caught everybody a bit flat-footed.
And it also looks like it wasn't just a pinch hitter, Scott. Caroline Shimeko and at first base for Bernaya Bailey.
Yep. And she'll probably stay in there and play until Bailey comes back up to hit again, because she can re-enter once, unless there's an injury that I don't know about. I can't really see into
First
the
pitch to McKenna Batterton. Go ahead.
I can't see into the Owl dugout from this angle, so I can't see if she's in the.
Well, it's interesting. A couple of weeks ago, the Owls won on a walk-off. Bernaya Bailey hurt in the celebrations. 0-1 pitch turned 0-2 off the foul. Hurt in the celebrations, hurt her leg.
Well, you're hearing that a lot, though. A lot of that is happening in the baseball and softball games of players getting hurt celebrating.
Team was jumping up and down here right in front of their dugout.
Yeah.
Bernaya Bailey went down awkwardly.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate.
Out the next couple games, returned.
Yep.
0-2 pitch misses.
Love the enthusiasm.
Yeah.
You want the enthusiasm, but you want controlled celebration.
So I wonder if that may be a reoccurring thing. Don't want to assume, but for now, Caroline Shimeko in at first. Bennett ahead 1-2. Swung on and missed there from McKenna Batterton.
Yep.
And the Owls get the first out of the inning.
1-2 is a good count to be pitching from. 1-3 is even a better count.
Strikeout there. Her second on the day for Melanie Bennett. Had 10 in game 1 yesterday.
Yeah.
You mentioned now 132 on the year. Throws that one low for a ball.
Well, Bennett's had an up and down year this year, but she was an all-conference performer a year ago, and she's an excellent pitcher when she's healthy.
10-13 record. Been in a lot of games here for the Owls.
Yeah.
23 of them, now 24 with this one.
And she eats up innings as well.
That one's fouled off into the crowd.
I mean, she's now in her 145th inning of work.
Had a couple 1-2-3 innings yesterday. Yet to have one here today in game number 3 in the final game of the series. 7 hits for FGCU here, and we're only in the top of the third. Slap towards Taylor Cates. Chance to turn 2. One's good at second, but the throw to Shimeko at first, not in time.
Yeah.
So the Owls get the lead runner out, which probably that is the best case situation.
That was absolutely the best case situation. That ball was not hit firmly enough to be a real double play ball, especially with somebody that can run a little bit going down the line.
Taylor Cates kind of had to wait on that one to come to her.
Yep. And if the Eagles are going to do anything in this top of the third, it's going to be up to Peterson, at least to keep the inning going.
Flew out her last time up to Madison Miller in left field. Launches the first one in inside for ball 1. Great crowd on hand here today at Bailey Park. Still a couple fans coming in.
There's a lot of interest in college softball.
That one's popped up in the infield. Ty Hardiman going to try and get under it. She will make the grab and get the Owls out of the inning. The first scoreless inning for the Eagles so far today. Owls looking to cut the lead from 2 to maybe tie it here. Whenever we come back, we'll have the bottom of the order back to the top. Hardiman, Alexander, and Griep, the 3-2 up here for the Owls when we return here on the KSU Owl Network. The Owls this year, when allowing 3 runs, have a record of 8-22, looking to make that 9-22 here today as they currently trail the FGCU Eagles by a score of 3-1 as we enter the bottom of the third.
I don't way to chew it up and spit it out.
Ty Hardiman at the plate. Hardiman batted up in the order in game number 2. Got put in the 5 spot. 6 spot, sorry. Yeah. Game 1 had a walk and a single. Game 2, a walk and a fielder's choice that she reached on.
And she needs to just get on base any way she can. That was a good thought. Took it for a strike.
Thought about showing bunt there. Pulled it back. 1-1 the count here in the top of the third.
She has started every game for the Owls this year.
Fouls that one back off towards the screen.
How about that?
Only 4 Owls have started every game so far.
Yep. She and Greep and
Katie
Cates
Greep, Taylor
and Bailey.
Cates, Brenaya Bailey, and Ty Hardiman. Yep. 1-2 count here to Hardiman. Swung on and fouled back. That one was upstairs, but got a piece of it. Staying alive.
They've had the injury bug this year. They've had games where they've only had like 13 or 14 players available.
Yep.
So it's been a difficult year on that end for the Owls.
Still in the playoff hunt. Hardiman swings on that one and fouls it off towards the FGCU dugout.
Mm-hmm.
Hits the screen, and play will be called dead. Currently sitting about 9th or 10th based on what we know. Top 3 teams from the East and West will get in. Final 2 determined on a couple of different factors. We were told before the game that if the Owls win today and Lipscomb loses, where we'll sit at the end of the day, the Owls will be in the 8th spot in the conference tournament.
That's the final spot, and that's not where you want to be.
Correct. That one's fouled off in the box.
Is there teams 5, 6, 7, 8 have to kind of fight their way through the tournament where, you know, the upper tier seeds play at least one fewer game than anybody does.
1-2 pitch is in the dirt. Count will go to 2-2. Nice job from Hardiman.
If I remember right, the A-Sun is employing some play-in games, single elimination play-in games in their tournament this year.
So I was looking at the bracket whenever we got told that, and there's 2 play-in games between a 5 and a 6, and I believe a 7 or a 5 and an 8 and a 6 and a 7. As that one's fouled.
Yes.
Back over towards the fans behind home plate.
Yep. Yeah, 1, 2, and 4 have the night off.
Correct.
1, 2, and 3, 4.
1, 2, the top 4 teams have the night off. 5 will play 8, 6 will play 7. Winner of the 5-8 game will play the 4 seed.
And if I'm not mistaken, 1 and 2 actually have another night off. I'm not positive about that.
Hardiman still battling here. Swung on and again chopped foul towards the FGCU dugout.
Want to give her credit. She is seeing a lot of pitches and fouling balls off. And that can help later on in the game because you're making the pitcher burn up pitches and exerting herself.
And you are right about that. The 5 plays the 8 seed on May 10th. Then on May 11th, the 4 seed will play the winner of that play-in game. Then on May 12th, the 1 seed will play the winner of the 4 seed versus the play-in winner.
Yeah, so Liberty and whoever wins the West or the North, whatever it's called.
The West.
Yep.
Whoever
wins the West, they're going to be sitting pretty.
Right now, it's currently North Alabama in first.
Show you the difference, though, in this, the 2 divisions. Liberty is setting the top
17-0.
17-0, and then North Alabama is at a very precarious
11-6.
11-6.
Tied with Central Arkansas, who plays Lipscomb today.
Yep. That's I don't know if North Alabama and Central Arkansas have played yet or not, but if they have not, that will be a huge series. But they may have already faced each other.
Ty Hardiman still at the plate here, battling with the 2-2 count. Again fouled off.
You got to give her credit. She's working.
That she is. And Scott, the next series for Central Arkansas after Lipscomb is North Alabama.
Next weekend. Huh?
Next weekend.
Look out. That's going to be a good one.
2-2 pitch again to Hardiman. Found off. Staying alive.
I would gather Central Arkansas is probably in the middle of the state. Wouldn't you think?
That'd be my guess.
Yeah.
Central.
I'm going out on a limb. I'm just trying to figure. I doubt if it's in southern Arkansas or northern Arkansas.
You know, I gotta agree with you on that one. 2-2 pitch once again. Swung on, and this time in play. Over to Reedy Davenport. Throw to first. Called out. You hear a collective claps from the FGCU fans and groans from the KSU fans. A great at-bat there from Ty Hardiman. Unfortunately, not the result she was hoping for.
I'm not too sure that she didn't beat it out, but then again, they don't pay me to umpire. I just do that as a comp service. But now we're back to the top of the order. Faith Alexander, who was called out for stepping out of the box for her first at-bat.
Took the first one as a strike there.
The first trio of hitters in the Owl lineup are all seniors, and then everybody else is underclassmen.
Second pitch misses for a ball. 1-1 the count here with one out in the bottom of the third. Very young team here for the Owls. 3 freshmen in the starting lineup today. As Alexander fouls that one backwards. Galloway, Miller, and Hardiman, the 3 freshmen. Cooper, the lone sophomore. Bailey, the lone junior. And then, as you mentioned, the 3 seniors, the top 3, Alexander, Greep, and Cates. One-two now here to Faith Alexander. Trying to reach. Chops again, this time towards Davenport. Throw. Called out again. Another close play at first.
Well, first base umpire, Mr. Bessemer, is earning his money today.
Saw him ump game 1 behind the plate. Second game, he was the third base umpire. Today, he's first. Been busy with his calls today as Katie Greep will step back in to the batter's box. Lined out to Allie Hulme, our pitcher for the Eagles today. Her first time up. Directly another line out to Emily Estroff at second, and that will end the inning. Owls unable to produce anything here in the bottom of the third. We'll head back to the top of the fourth. Eagles trying to extend their lead here on the KSU Owl Network. Owls trail the Eagles by a score of 3-1 here at Bailey Park. With the Eagles back up at the plate, and Emily Estroff.
Yep, you're going to see 8, 9, and 1.
Estroff a single her first time at the plate. That one rolls foul. Go down as a strike, though.
You got to give her credit. She bunted it where nobody could field it.
It's a pretty impressive bunt.
If it wasn't for that foul line, she'd have beat that one out.
Saw it on Friday in the baseball game. A couple of guys just waited that one, see if it would roll over the foul line. Died right on the foul line. This time, though, she'll take a hack at it. Diving was it. Taylor Cates unable to make the grab. Madison Miller there to stop it in left field. In the second single on the day here for Emily Estroff.
Ball was hit sharply and it beat Cates. She dove to her glove side in the 5-6 hole. But, again, the Eagles have their leadoff hitter on base here in the fourth inning.
Maddie Wicker, again, the designated player here today for FGCU. Singled her first time up as well as a stolen base. Bunts this time. And fair. Throw not in time, beat out the run. Beat out the throw, rather.
That is something that you don't want.
It was close to see if that one got out of the box or not.
Well,
our home plate umpire said yes. Throw to first was not really even close.
It was definitely a fair ball. But if I was Gulf Coast, I would keep bunting till they show me they can employ bunt defense.
Runners on first and second now here. Estroff on second, Wicker on first. Back to the top of the order, and Riley Oakes showed bunt. Pulled it back. Pitch missed outside.
This is prime time here for a fake bunt steal. Pull a double steal right here after getting the batter to show bunt, because of the success they've had bunting, the third baseman is hypersensitive to it right now.
She does bunt, pops it up to Taylor Cates, throw back to first. No, Shemako there to make the grab, but Wicker was back in time, so they tried to bunt it. Got popped up, Taylor Cates playing in, able to come in and make the grab.
Yep, she did a nice job of catching the ball. She probably should have held on to it and not wasted that throw to first base, because nothing but bad stuff can happen when you do that, particularly when the runner's that close I'm talking about.
Risky throw, no damage done, though. Owls now with one out here. And a foul fly ball driven down the third base side by Reedy Davenport. Yet to register a hit today here for FGCU. Runners on first and second, one out here in the top of the fourth. One in scoring position with Davenport at the plate. FGCU threatening already with 9 hits through 4. Well, 3 1/3 rather. Bennett the pitch, misses upstairs. Count will go to 1-1. Owls this season, on Sunday, games are 3-1. Looking to make it 4-1 as Owls popped up into right field. Running in to make the grab will be Kiera Cooper. Nice shot from her to get the second out. It's got the Owls kind of finally starting to get what they're wanting. No batters and runners getting on the bases. They got 2 on right now, but with 2 on, they've gotten 2 outs.
2 on and 2 out, but we got somebody that definitely has the ability to change the scoreboard in the box with Miss Davis.
Did it once already in the bottom of the first, or excuse me, top of the first. We'll drive that one into right, center field here, throw home. Galloway catches it, but throws not in time, and runners now on the corners here for the Eagles, and they extend their lead 4-1.
And that's exactly what you don't want to have occur, is you get a run back, and now you've given the run that you got back to them. The lead is 3 again.
And their 10th hit on the day for FGCU.
Yeah.
Through 3 2/3.
Yeah, that's a lot of hits.
As Galloway will go out and meet with Melanie Bennett in the infield. Scott, if you're head coach Trip McKay, you know, if you're going to go out there maybe in the next couple innings, next couple pitches, if more runners get on, what are you going to try and tell Melanie Bennett?
Well, the first thing I'm going to want to know is, how does she feel? Are you sore? Are you hurting? Are your legs good? Is this something physical or whatever? Because you don't want to hurt the pitcher.
Yep.
The other side to that debate is, I mean, she's out there because she's the best pitcher they have.
Yep.
And if you make a pitching change, I mean, is it going to help? Let me put it to you that way.
Nobody up in the Owls bullpen yet. So they're riding with Melanie Bennett for now. 0-2 pitch, throw to second. They're going to have her in a pickle. Hardiman at first. Runner will score at home. They're still in a rundown. The third out will happen, but FGCU will get another run. Kind of worked out in FGCU's favor.
Yep, it did work out. They scored another run.
Tylee Phillip will be back at the plate next time FGCU comes up, and a rundown. And the Eagles tack on one more. Their lead is now 4 when we come back. Owls going to try and cut into that lead here on the KSU Owl Network. They trail by 4.
Fans, here to help us in the next half inning. Welcome to the booth, our junior announcer of the game. It's Charlotte.
Back here at Bailey Park, the Owls now trail by 4, 5-1 Eagle lead. And Scott, we were just talking about it during the break, about that little rundown play that happened and how you kind of want that to go down.
Well, that's first and third defense is very important in the game of softball because the bases only being 60 feet apart. And I have no problem with throwing through to second base if the runner's going. But if the runner going from first to second deliberately gets themselves into a pickle, whoever has got the ball for the defense has got to run where they're kind of open to home plate. And the team has got to communicate together, and then somebody's got to let them know to give the ball up at the plate to prevent the run from scoring, particularly if you're already down 3. Yeah, I mean, 3 to you were down 4-1. Now you're down 5-1. You got an out. Yeah, you got an out, but an out for a run is not a good bargain.
Taylor Cates at the plate will take that one deep right center field, back at the wall. It's gone.
She sat down on that one and hit it where it was pitched, and she hit it with authority.
Taylor Cates gets one of the Owls' runs back here in the bottom of the 4th, and the Owls now cut the lead down to 3. Hard hit ball there, Scott.
No question.
From the moment that left the bat, you knew that one was gone.
Yep.
Right over towards the batting cages, out in right center towards that light post.
Mm-hmm. No doubt about it.
As Pranaya Bailey will re-enter, as you mentioned. Good to see her back in.
Yep, so it was just giving her a couple innings off.
Owls get their second hit on the day, scores a run in Taylor Cates. Pranaya Bailey takes the first one for a strike.
Now, how big are those 2 runs an inning ago?
It's only a run one game if it's not.
That's what you see what I mean?
Yep.
It's just so important.
Chop towards second base and Estroff. Throw to first. And time. Nice job from Hope Hernandez to reach and grab that one. And the first out of the inning for the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Home. Every time that she's been scored on, she has went right back to pitching.
Yeah.
She is not like
doesn't put her head down.
Has not had a hangover or something like that. She just puts her head down and goes back to work.
Kara Cooper at the plate last time up. An RBI double.
And she hit it to, like I said, the farthest part of this ballpark. I mean, she hit it hard.
And left center.
Yeah.
Just hit below the yellow line, marking the top of the wall. We'll go left field.
That
this
one's a
time
little
back
farther.
At the wall, over the fence in the tennis courts, and back-to-back home runs here for Kennesaw State. They cut the lead to 2.
Got yourself a 2-homer inning working here now. Now you're crawling back in this game.
And you know, Scott, we saw a little huddle right after that inning, and that's something we see from the Owls a lot after an inning. But that time you could see a couple players were really animated, trying to get some people back, and it seemed to have worked. 2 home runs in this inning from Taylor Cates and Kiara Cooper, and the Owls are right back in it. It's only a two-run lead, and Scott, but we'll go back to it. How big are those 2 runs in the last inning?
Well, all runs are big, but when you score, the Owls picked up a run in the bottom of the 3rd. When you score, it is so important. Right now, they're talking about it in the Florida Gulf Coast dugout. It is so important if you score to go out and shut your opponent down the next inning.
Pacey Villa will chop one to right field, and that's a 3-hit inning here for the Owls.
I wonder if you're going to see somebody get going in a hurry down in the Florida Gulf Coast bullpen. They do have somebody up, but I can't get a number from this angle.
The Owls have some action in their bullpen as well.
They don't have numbers on the front of their jerseys.
It was interesting. We saw Pacey Villa kind of come up limping after she left the bag. So we'll have a pinch runner here for her. It'll be number 14, MG Anderson. So Villa gets the hit. Will come off the bags for a pinch runner. Only 1 out here. In the bottom of the 4th, the Owls get 2 runs back with Bella Galloway at the plate. And this is exactly what you're looking for a bounce-back inning here for the Owls.
Yeah, it's right back to where it was an inning ago. It's a 2-run game. It looks like, to me, Bryce, that this game's going to be the magic number may be 8 or 9 runs.
Somewhere in there.
To win it. Maybe not, but it's looking like that. I see that I'm going to tell you who that was down there warming up as soon as I
get the number. Nonetheless, Bella Galloway at the plate will go left field her own. Back at the warning track, but making a grab high off the wall was McKenna Batterton. And Anderson will return to first. That one was close.
Hum is not fooling them anymore. She's she's down in the bottom of the batting order now. So
Madison Miller.
She needs to relax, do her job. But that ball was 6 inches away from being out of the ballpark.
And we talked about the Kiara Cooper one. That was a double. Hit off the top of the wall right below the yellow. That one caught at the yellow. Is MG Anderson going to be able to steal second? Got away from catcher Neely Peterson, so we'll see if they score that. A wild pitch or a stolen base?
That should be a stolen base.
It looked like whenever she went to go pick it up and throw it, she lost it.
If the runner's going, it's usually a stolen base. It should be a stolen base, particularly since the ball getting by her did not allow the runner to advance.
So 0-1 pitch to Miller. Outside, goes to 0-2. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. The Owls now trail by 2. Owls 4 hits on the day. Eagles with 10. In the bottom of the 4th. 0-2 pitch to Miller. Chopped towards 3rd. Miller going to try and beat it out at first. We're unable to do so. So the Eagles get the 3rd out of the inning, but the Owls tack on 2 runs with 2 solo shot home runs, one from Taylor Cates and the other from Kiara Cooper. It's only a 2-run lead here. We'll see if the Owls can get another shutdown inning from their pitching staff and Melanie Bennett when we come back here on the KSU Owl Network.
The Owls scored 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and no runners were left. And 1 runner was left on base. Owl fans, in the bottom of the 4th inning, your Owls had a stress-free stolen base, courtesy of MG Anderson. Look out for
Back here at Bailey Park, new pitcher in here for the Owls will be number 12, Lindsey Kite. Scott, what you got on her?
Well, if you are going to win a championship, you got to have somebody step up. And right now, Miss Kite needs to do that. Her numbers are not that impressive as she misses with ball one. She comes into today 1-5 on the season with an ERA above 5. And she's worked 51 innings and has given up 52 runs. So you can just do the math there.
37 of those earned. 37 strikeouts on the year. That one's chopped towards Ty Hardiman.
Now, I think you bring up a very good point there with just 37 earned runs. But the bad thing is whether they're earned or unearned, they count.
Yep.
And you got to find a way. You have to find a way to have people out.
McKenna Batterton will step in. Left-handed batter versus left-handed pitcher, and Kite swung on and found that one back towards the screen. Made the nice grab over in left field at the bottom of the last fourth inning.
Yep.
Saved maybe a possible home run.
Mm-hmm. She did save a home run. If the ball had been 6 inches higher, she would have been able to jump and get it. She made a very fine play.
Second pitch gets in there, strike two.
The thing she did very well was she went back and found the fence.
Yeah.
She knew where she was.
Yeah.
So she knew she could jump when she jumped. And
good field awareness.
Yep.
Important to have. Almost had a 3 home run inning there for the Owls and cut the lead to 1, only 2. This Kite misses upstairs, 1-2 here with 1 out.
I was watching a professional baseball game last night where the center fielder virtually lost where he was on the field and gave up a double that could have been caught.
It's an important aspect of the game.
Well,
knowing where you're at whenever you get back towards that warning track.
They don't move it around, so during pregame, you should at least acquaint yourself with where you are.
When you think going from the grass to the warning track.
Yeah, well, yeah, but even if you don't have a track, I mean, you got to know about approximately how many paces it is for you to go back to the wall. And there's a nice job of a 6-3 put out.
Nice job from Faith Alexander to get down on the knee, grab that one, get the second out of the inning there for the Owls.
And right now, Miss Kite is stepping up and doing a good job. She's throwing strikes. If you notice that, I mean,
she has, yeah.
She's hammering the strike zone. Bennett was a bit erratic today.
2 batters faced so far, 7 pitches. Swung on and missed there from Hope Hernandez, the first baseman for the Eagles here in the top of the 5th. Eagles still protecting a 2-run lead. It's 5-3 currently. Kite checks the armband, gets the pitch, starts her motion, and the lefty delivers. And that hits Hernandez on the hands.
That's the last thing you want to do, but that just got away from her.
Had a chance for the 1-2-3 inning.
She definitely didn't want to hit him.
No. Didn't want to hit her. Was accidental. Neely Peterson now. 2 fly outs, 1 to left, 1 to Ty Hardiman at second.
Saw Coach Dave Darrows walk in and get the bat for the hitter to throw it back to the dugout, and it just made me think that he'd be an outstanding bat boy. I think if this coaching thing don't work out for him, he may have work doing that. Yeah, and I brag on him, and then he botches
picking up the foul ball.
Yeah, picking up the foul ball.
20th year at FGCU. 702, 394 now, and 3 as FGCU head coach. His only head coaching job has been with FGCU.
Bryce, he must have ESP because as soon as he turned back around after he booted the foul ball, he looked straight up here at me and just went and did his hands like that. I mean, he knew that I was going to be on that.
You two been friends for a while.
Yeah, and I'm that kind of friend.
Gotta give him smack for it.
Oh, he would give it back, I can promise you. David can do it very well, but I'm going to tell you, he's a good coach and a better human. And I don't think there's not a lot of praise that's much higher than that for folks in our profession. And he's done a very, very good job down at Florida Gulf Coast. Florida Gulf Coast has got a great athletic program.
1-2 pitch is popped up into right field, going back, and a nice diving play from Kiera Cooper to end the inning here for the Owls.
Nice job that time by Cooper. She ran as long as she could and then dove and made the play.
Hugs all around and high fives from the team. Gets the Owls out of the inning and back to the plate. When we come back, it's more KSU softball here on the KSU Owl Network.
Owl fans, catch your KSU softball team back in the Bailey Friday, May 6th for the final home series of the season. First pitch of the doubleheader against Jacksonville University is 1 p.m. We'll see you back here. Go Owls! Fans, don't forget there will be post-game autographs after the conclusion of this game. Posters will be available, so stick around. Fans, your attention, now pitching for the Eagles, number 22, Emily Estroff.
Back here at Bailey Park, a new pitcher in here for the Eagles. Yeah, what do you got on Emily Estroff?
Well, Estroff is 1-4 on the year. She's got a ERA over 5.5, which is not necessarily a good thing. She's only worked 49 and a third innings. And in those 49 and a third innings, she's given up 69 hits and 44 runs. So the Owls should have an opportunity to get back in this thing if you go by the numbers, but every day is different. So she could come out here today and just shut them down. You never know. That's what I love about this game.
Throws a first pitch strike here to Hardiman. Misses upstairs on the second. Also, defensive changes since Estroff did start the game at second base. First baseman Hope Hernandez moved to second. And now into the game here for the Eagles, like we saw yesterday with these two moves, is Casey Huber. Swing and a miss from Hardiman there. Count moves to 1-2.
Hardiman had a great at-bat her first time up.
Was the play where it was a close play at first base.
Yep.
After a long at-bat, facing off against Allie Hulme. Fouls off that one backwards. 1-2.
Want to thank our production crew today, the camera folks, people all behind the scenes that make this go. It's a lot of fun to get a chance to come back home and work a ball game.
Nothing better than it here, especially on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. And Kennesaw as Hardiman drives that one into center field there to make a nice grab, though, as Riley Oakes just didn't get down in time.
She hit it hard, but right out toward the center fielder there. Oakes made a great play.
Second time that Hardiman's been a leadoff batter in this ball game. Back in the third, she did the same thing. We'll have 9-1-2, so Alexander will be back up at the dish.
Yep. The Owls starting their third time through the batting order.
First pitch misses upstairs, 1-0.
You know, we talk about the 5 runs that Florida Gulf Coast has scored, but they've left some runners on base.
They've
left 5 through the first 5 innings. Through their first 5 innings.
Estroff misses again there, 2-0.
Yep.
Something the Owls have done good in shutting down the base pass whenever they get runners on. And they have let 5 go across, but leaving those runners on is a big step towards closing down their offense. 3-0 count here to Faith Alexander. Called strike one there on the 3-0.
She was taken all the way.
Yep.
As she should.
Free reign to swing here if she wants it.
It's got to be real good, though.
Got to be exactly in her spot. The 3-1 pitch. Took it. Called strike two. Count goes full.
I think that's okay, though. If it's not exactly what you want, it's a 3-1 count.
Three-two pitch on the way. Misses inside.
Very patient at bat that time.
Good at bat there from Faith Alexander. Took a couple pitches, rested them. Both were called strikes. The third one got in there inside for ball, and Katie Greep will step up into the batter's box. Another left-handed hitter on this Owls team to face off against the righty and Emily Estroff. So a one-out walk here for the Owls.
Got a runner on base, and barring a double play, this guarantees that Cates will come to bat as a tying run.
Tying run at the plate. Greep gets on. The lead run would be Taylor Cates, who would be batting. 1-0 pitch. Off speed, gets in there for a strike. 1-1 now. See Alexander taking off one sliding protector, putting on another at first.
Oh, yeah. You got to have those now. See, we didn't have those either. That's a running glove. Somewhere somebody cut the thumb off of a pot holder, put Velcro on it, and they was making $1 million selling the base runners.
Hey, you know what?
Why didn't I think of that?
Exactly. Props to them for thinking of it.
Yeah. If I'd have thought of that, you'd have never met me, kid. I'd be somewhere under a palm tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hanging out with my new friends.
Maybe on your yacht.
That's the upkeep. No, if I had that kind of money, somebody'd take care of the yacht for me, wouldn't they? Yeah, maybe on my yacht, yeah.
1-2 count here to Katie Greep. Misses high, throw down to second. Alexander didn't go.
That's a good throw. All right, here we go.
That one missed the strike zone. Was called ball two.
She just wanted the coach to know if she did go, I'm ready.
Always got to be ready. Never let them know your next move.
Yeah.
2-2 pitch here to Greep, and Alexander again. Fake steals, go back, swing and a miss there from Katie Greep. And that's the second out of the inning here for the Eagles.
And that does bring up Taylor Cates.
Solo home run her last time up.
Yeah.
Down to right center field.
The Owls would take another.
Gets her 35th RBI on the season. Takes the first one outside for ball one. 14th home run on the year.
Yep. This is the time of the game. This is the fifth inning. And if you're the Owls, you're down to 7 outs.
Yep.
So you've got to maximize everything. So you want to have great at-bats, nothing cheap.
1-0 pitch. And there's strike one. Estroff struck out one. Fly out to Hardiman for the first out. Walked one as well. Her first inning of work. Now has to deal with Taylor Cates. The pitch, Alexander fake steals.
Yep.
This is a zone. 2-1 the count will move to.
Yeah. Bryce, I'm just checking. When you come to work this morning, did Sanders Sullivan send you a limo?
He did not.
He did not?
No.
Huh.
I had to drive here.
Really?
Did he send you a limo?
What a shame. Well, yeah.
2-1 pitch to Cates is fouled off down the third base
But
side.
you know what? The funniest thing, it looked almost identical to my Ford F-150 truck. And it was not one of those automatic things. I actually had to drive it.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I took my my 4Runner to work today.
Did you now?
I did.
All right. You took it to work? I mean,
I drove it
was
to work.
Was it show and tell or what? I mean, sheesh, working with children.
2-2 pitch here to Taylor Cates. Alexander goes, doesn't matter, called strike three.
Swung at a pitch out of the zone right there because that's what the pitcher wants you to do.
Good off-speed pitch. Got Taylor Cates to swing. And the Owls will head now to the 6th inning. Still down by 2. Eagles looking to extend it when we come back here on the KSU Owl Network.
Fans, don't forget our concession stand accepts all major cards as forms of payment. So make sure to stop by and enjoy your favorites, such as hot dogs, popcorn, and ice-cold Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is the official beverage sponsor of Kennesaw State Athletics. Leading off for the Eagles, number 22, Emily Estrada.
Back here at Bailey Park, the Owls trail the Eagles by a score of 5-3. Eagles trying to extend that lead here and avoid getting swept and snap their 8-game losing streak. Neely Peterson at the plate. Excuse me, that's Emily Estroff.
No wonder she missed that she had something in her pocket. So she had, I don't know, why do you notice that? That's great.
You know what, same thing happened yesterday too. I think it's a sliding glove.
Oh. Yeah, well.
The running mitt, you called it.
The running glove.
The thumb chopped off of the cooking mitt.
I'm just telling them, they're making a fortune on those things. That's just dumb on my part not thinking of that.
2 balls so far from Lindsay Kite to Emily Estroff. Pitcher-on-pitcher matchup right now. Showing bunt, pulling it back was Estroff.
Yeah, and this is not what you want.
Talked about it earlier with the leadoff walks.
You've got to make them earn everything right now. And when you're down to your last six outs, you can't afford to give up runs now if you're the Owls. Of course, the Eagles would love to add some runs.
3-0 pitch gets in there, first called strike.
Make them put it in play. I mean, the game is rigged. If the hitter hits the ball, you've got over a 60% chance of getting her out.
Odds are in the defense's favor.
You better believe it.
3-1 pitch. And there's strike 2. Nice job here from Kite to battle back. Brings the count full.
It really is sometimes just a matter of math. I mean, I had somebody explain to me one time, think about it, what's the best thing to do on a 3-2 count? Like, take it. Now, what do you mean take it? What if it's right down the middle? He said, well, this way, you got a 50-50 chance on a ball or a strike, and you've only got like a 30% chance to hit it.
Yeah. That one missed low for ball 4, so a leadoff walk for Estroff.
And that's not good if you're the Owls.
Back at the bottom of the order, Maddie Wicker.
You got to think she's going short game.
2 singles today. Same with Estroff, and now Estroff adds a walk to her name. Showing bunt, gets it down Galloway. Throw to second, not in time. Fielder's choice, show reach. Actually, that'll probably go down as an infield single.
Yeah, I think it will too. I don't think they had any chance of getting the base runner. The batter. So now you've got
runners on first and second.
And
back at the top of your order.
Nobody out.
11 hits on the day here so far for the Eagles.
Yeah, it hadn't been a puzzle for them.
Showing bunt is Oaks. Faking the steal was Estroff at second.
That was a gutty play. Almost worked.
Looking down at my sheet, what happened there, Scott?
The catcher threw behind the runner at second.
Risky, risky, risky to be doing in the top of the 6th inning.
Almost worked.
1-0 pitch to Oaks, showing bunt. Missed upstairs. Now 2-0. Again, behind on the count is Kite.
Yep, and this is not where you want to live.
No outs here in the top of the 6th. Owls trying to avoid loading the bases. Kite's 2-0, again showing bunt and missing. The strike zone was Lindsay Kite, so the count will go to 3-0. Saw her battle back against against Estroff on the 3-0 count. Brought it back to 3-2. Gonna try and do the same here. This is up in the strike zone. Full bases are all loaded.
Yep. Now hitting gets easy.
Base hit will score a run.
If I'm reading, I'm going to just wait to get a strike first.
And Scott, they did score that one a fielder's choice.
Huh, okay.
That one's chopped towards Hardiman. Throw at the plate. Stepped on. Forced out. Runner will be safe at first. So the Owls avoid giving up another run.
Good job by Hardiman. Good job by Galloway holding the bag.
And now it brings up Kana Davis. And Scott, now you're in a sticky situation.
Yeah, you're in just a full blown-out mess, what you are. You talk about needing a strikeout or an infield fly.
First pitch to Davis is low. Bases are still loaded here. Second one's hitting the gap to center field, and that'll score a run, maybe two. Pitch, throw comes in at the plate, not in time. And the ball keeps getting away from Bella Galloway, and that'll put runners on the corners with two more coming across the plate here in the top of the 6th. Kana Davis continuing to tear up the Owls pitching staff here today.
And she benefited from an infield being pulled in, but I don't think anybody gets that ball anyway.
Alexander dove forward, unable to snag it and stop it from going in the outfield. Greep on the and center field out to stop it.
Yep, and the Eagles now are creating separation between themselves and the Owls. What I mean by that is it gets down to the math again. They've got the Owls, even just to tie the game, they've got 6 outs to score 4 runs.
Yep.
And they're not even done yet. I mean, the Eagles are not even done yet.
Only 1 out so far here in the top of the 6th with runners on the corners.
And they got runners at first and third.
Tylee Filla at the plate. Pinch runner on the bags here for the Eagles. On first now is Ashley Hayes. Will replace Kana Davis. Kite's first pitch. In there for strike one against Filla. Ahead in the count for the first time this inning. Trying to limit more damage from being done here by this Eagle offense. 11 hits on the day so far, 7 runs to show for it. Showing bunt, gets it placed down. Nobody there to play it. Brenia Bailey will have to step on the bag. 1 run will score.
Yep, that was a perfectly executed squeeze.
A perfect bunt there from Tylee Filla, Nobody was there to grab the bunt, so Bailey had to go get it herself, step on the bag, and by that time, 1 run was already stepping across the plate. And the lead is now 5.
Well, I alluded to it earlier. The Owls' bunt defense has been suspect today.
Saw them playing in yesterday a lot. Haven't seen it as much today.
Yep.
First pitch misses the zone for ball 1.
You've got to have people that can play the corners in this sport. What I mean by that, I know they can catch, but you got to have mobility. And we do know that The Owls' first baseman, Bailey, is nursing a sore leg.
2-0 pitch here. She got ahead of one batter, and that was Phila, who laid down a sac bunt. This one in there for strike one. Throw back at first again, or excuse me, to second, just to keep Ashley Hayes honest. Batterton at the plate. 2-1 pitch here with 2 outs.
That was a pretty good pitch.
It was. It looked good from up here.
Sure did. I'd have swung.
3-1 our count.
But you know what? If you don't throw strikes, you're not going to get close ones.
Got to find the zone. It's going to be important here down the stretch here for the Owls. Called strike 2 on the outside. Now 3-2. Full count here with 2 outs. One runner in scoring position here for the Eagles. That's Ashley Hayes, the pinch runner for Taylor Phila. 8-3 ball game here in Kennesaw. Bryce Colbert, Scott Whitlock on the call. 3-2 pitch. Just misses for strike 3, and it'll be a 2-out walk here for the Eagles.
Like you're going to have number 24 coming in taking that bat.
That'll be Sammy Lesky filling in for Hope Hernandez.
Lesky's only hitting .083 on the year. She's only had 12 at-bats.
Going to try and knock in some more runs here for the Eagles.
Up 5 is a good time to hit. Runners on first and second.
Owls just trying to limit more damage from being done. First pitch hits her. That'll load the bases.
Well, that's a short pinch hit job because I would imagine that there'll be a re-entry immediately.
Yep.
Jeez.
Shaking that one off on the arm, and there you see it. Hope Hernandez will go take her spot on first.
Yeah. All I do is I put my helmet on, I get my bat, my batting gloves, I go up there, one pitch, get hit, touch first, now I'm out of the game.
Well, you could see she was frustrated with being hit, and again, it's
she wanted
accident.
to swing.
She wanted to swing.
Yeah. Now bases are loaded again.
Bases loaded here with 2 outs. Neely Peterson at the plate, flied out all 3 times she's been up at the dish so far. Height gonna pitch to her. First pitch gets in there, strike 1. Last time she was ahead. Second pitch turned into a sac bunt that scored a run. So we see some people going into the Owls bullpen. Looked like Laura Bishop was one of them. Second pitch on the off speed gets in there. Now 0-2.
Yeah, well, maybe they're going to have her work the 7th. It's really no one's fault, but this game has definitely gotten out of hand, and even more so now.
1 run will score, and here comes the second plate. The plate tag. She's called out. 1 run will score, however. The lead now extended to 6. A great throw there from Katie Greep on a line. 1 run still will score. The Owls with an uphill battle heading into the bottom of the 6th. They trail now by 6. When we come back, they'll be at the plate here on the KSU Owl Network.
In the top of the 6th inning, the Eagles scored 3 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 3 runners were left on base.
Back here on the KSU Owl Network, the Owls trail the Eagles of FGCU. The board's showing 13 right now. It's only 9-3 out in the
They need to
outfield.
get 5 runners on base and somebody hit a home run. Figure that one out.
A grand slam will put them within 1 or within 2.
Okay.
A lot of work to do here. 9-3 ball game. Brian Bailey at the plate.
9-3 is not where you want to be.
No. As Bailey will hit one fly. Now curving towards foul territory, and McKenna Batterton there to make the grab for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. So foul fly out for Brianna Bailey. Only reached once today on a walk, which she ended up coming around to score. Kira Cooper, an RBI double and a home run her first 2 times up. It's not a bad day for her. First pitch called ball 1 here with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Owls looking for some offensive production. Going to need it to come back in this ball game. Down 6 right now. Or excuse me, only down 5. Two-0 pitch gets in the top of the strike zone. 2-1. Scott is a head coach here for the Owls for a very long time. You've seen a lot of these situations. You know, you're down by 5 as Cooper sends one over to third. Throw to first will be the second out of the inning for the Eagles. What do you try and tell your team as a head coach, knowing you're down by 5 heading into your final couple outs?
Well, the only thing you can tell them is, man, what we're not going to do is we're not going to quit fighting. We're going to keep playing hard as we can possibly play and hope for something good to happen. You know, it's real easy to, when you're down this much late in the game, it's real easy for you to lose your edge. And you, strangely enough, you have to almost use the word professionalism. You want the hitters to and the players to maintain, know that this game's got to be played hard every inning, no matter what the score is.
MG Anderson at the plate, stepping in for Pacey Villa. First pitch called strike 1, second one on the outside, same spot called strike 2 here with 2 outs. So if Anderson does not reach here, it'll be down to the bottom 3, Galloway, Miller, and Hardiman to try and salvage this game here for the Owls. 0-2 pitch. Misses upstairs and away. 1-2. Still a good crowd on hand. Nobody leaving quite yet here from Bailey Park. 1-2 pitch is popped up in the infield. Estroff calling everybody off. Makes the grab. And we'll head to the top of the 7th. Owl's going to try and limit any more damage from being done as we head to the 7th. The Eagles currently lead 8-3.
In the bottom of the 6th inning, the Owls scored no runs on no hits. There were no errors, and no runners were left on base. Fans' registration for KSU's annual Doc Martin Scholarship Golf Classic is now open. The tournament has been a long-standing tradition for KSU athletics, serving the mission to raise funds for athletic scholarships. The 2022 Doc Martin Golf Classic is scheduled for May 9th. Register today online at www.ksuowls.com/DocMartin.
Back here at Bailey Park for the start of the 7th inning here on the KSU Owl Network. Bryce Gobert, Scott Whitlock on the call. Special thanks, as Scott mentioned earlier, to all of our staff helping us with this broadcast. Wouldn't be possible without all y'all.
And I want to say hello to Mrs. Dave Deros. I know she's watching the game today on YouTube, and I want to assure her that I've been gentle and kind to her husband.
Even after he threw the softball at you in warm-ups?
Yep, even after that.
It's all right. It's all in good fun.
It's all in fun. I don't know if there's anything good about it. But Dave is, as we've talked about, is a great friend. Of course, as is the Kennesaw State coach, Trip McKay, with me. We go way back. You Trip when he was in high school.
Way back. You're talking way, way back.
Yeah.
So the Owls, as we have a little bit of a delay here.
Trying to get lineups straight.
Still trying to figure out what it is. Not quite too sure.
They're re-entering players.
Oh, gotcha. Players have re-entered, and it looks like we should be good to go now. Emily Estroff got the final out of last inning. Up at the plate to start this inning. Wind blowing in now from right center.
Yeah, it's a mild breeze, though. Not a.
Showed bunt pulled back. First pitch gets in there for strike one. Lindsey Kite still in the game here for the Owls. Top of the seventh, 9-3 lead here for the Eagles of FGCU. Foul ball on that one. Count moves to 0-2. Kite on the windup in the motion and delivers. Again, slapped down the third base side for a foul ball.
Oh, Coach Deros is running after that one.
Having fun on that third base side. Been busy today.
And he's now tired.
0-2 pitch from Kite. Swung on and again fouled backwards towards the Eagle dugout. And we'll try the 0-2 again. Just started here in the top of the seventh. The Owls trail by 6. The Eagles with 12 hits on the day. Owls only with 4. Owls 0-5 when allowing 9 runs this season. 0-2 pitch from Kite. Chop towards Alexander on one knee. Grabs it, throws it to Bailey at first. Gets the putout. And the Owls have one away.
Nice job that time by the center fielder. I mean, the shortstop.
Looks like center field.
Yeah, well.
Close enough.
Alexander does a nice job out there. That ball was hit sharply, but right at her.
8-9-1 due up here for the Eagles, so Maddie Wicker. 2 singles, a stolen base, and reaching on a fielder's choice. Watches that one in for strike one. Nice job here from Kite to battle back after a tough top of the 6th. Ahead in the count so far.
Yeah, she did a great job in the 5th and was in trouble practically the entire 6th. And has got the leadoff hitter in an 0-2 count here in the 7th. Maybe she only works odd innings.
3 walks back in the top of the 6th. 4 runs came across the plate. Ahead here, 0-2. Pitch on the way. That one.
Okay,
Behind
is
Wicker.
that inside or is that outside?
That's a tough call.
That's
What do you got?
That's the inside on the outside.
Hey,
Threw the ball behind her.
listen, you got to think about it sometimes.
Yeah.
Softball is a game where sometimes you just got to sit back and question what happened.
One thing about it, she's not going to hit it.
1-2 pitch, swung on and fouled down third base side.
And if you think about it, I mean, if it's 0-2 and you throw it there, she's not going to hurt you. And if she swings at it, okay, well, great.
A swing there would have benefited the Owls. Got the Second out. We're stuck here at 1-2 here with 1 out. Wicker at the plate. Pitch on the way. Misses inside. 2-2. Wicker kind of ducked out of the way of that one.
That was a good pitch. Move her off the plate a little bit.
Turned her hips.
Now the trick is to make it happen here.
2-2 count, was ahead 0-2. Now brought it back to 2-2. Nice job from Wicker. On the way. Swung on and driven into center field. There to make the grab, though, is Katie Greep. Now the Owls have 2 away.
Again, ball hit hard, but right at Greep.
Seen that a lot today from both sides.
Yeah, we have said ball hit hard a bunch.
Riley Oaks.
And the line score for the Eagles is 9-12-0. And for the Owls, 3-4-0.
Both teams had an error in games yesterday. As Oaks steps up and checks swing, says she didn't go at third base.
And you see that umpire right there out at third base.
Jose Chaparro.
Mr. Chaparro must be a little bit new because in a 6-run game, she went. Especially when it's 80 degrees out there and everything. You better be hacking.
Got the second one called strike, so the count's at 1-1 here with 2 outs for Lindsey Kite. Fouls that one off down the third base side. Miller dove for it. Didn't get too close to it. Good effort on it. Count moves to 1-2. Eagles looking to extend the half inning.
Next weekend, the Owls travel down to Stetson for 3 huge games. And they've got a midweeker this week with
Georgia State.
As
Oaks singles that one into left field. And it'll bring up Davenport. Third hit on the day for Riley Oaks. She's 3 for 5.
And, of course, barring something extraordinary, they're going to fall out of the playoff bracket as of right now. But they still have 6 games to go in the conference, and there's a lot of teams within a game or 2 of each other. So this thing's not over with yet.
But you mentioned it's got midweek matchup with Georgia State at Georgia State. Got the next 4 on the road. Then you can go 3 at Stetson. Swing and miss there from Davenport up in the zone. Then you come back for your final home series before the conference tournament against Jacksonville here at Bailey Park. Doubleheader on Friday at 1 and 3, and then Saturday at 12. Runner goes, ball's hit hard to left field, back at the wall to grab it is Madison Miller in and out of her glove. She hits the wall hard, and is still down. We'll make sure she's okay. Another run crosses the plate. Looks like she hit her head.
Yeah, she's trying to clear up the fog right now. She hit it awfully hard.
Katie Greep over there, making sure she's okay. Hit off the wall hard.
Yep.
Knew she was on the warning track, reached back her hand.
Yeah. Could be a little bit of a whiplash effect, and I would think they'll have to go through the concussion protocol. I see the trainer is busy finding something. Did she cut herself? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think, no, the trainer was having to put on rubber gloves, as you always have to do now. So,
head coach Trip McKay heading out there right now.
Yeah, I would think this would be the end of her day. In a 7-run ball game, I can't see the value in keeping her in the game.
Yep. Couple options here for the Owls. Go with MG Anderson or Caroline Shimeko. Still being checked out in the outfield.
The ball stayed in the park.
A hit off of her glove.
Yeah, and she was running full bore. And she is not a large player, and she just kind of ricocheted off that wall. She hit it so firmly.
Yeah, and just looking back at it here on the YouTube stream and just rewinding it, looks like hit off her glove, had her hand out there, and by the time she took that step after it hit off her glove, the first thing to hit the wall was her head, so we'll make sure she's okay. Again, still sitting down out there on the warning track.
Yeah. Of course, they'll take all the time they can, and they should.
We see Katie Greep running back out there.
You don't want to ask that young lady to get up and try to walk before she's ready.
Player safety, the number one thing in the NCAA. Always has been, always will be.
Yeah.
We'll step aside here while they still check out Madison Miller and see if we can give you an update maybe before the game is over if we hear anything. But while they get her replacement, we'll step aside. Still a 10-3 ball game. Eagles lead here on the KSU Owl Network.
Fans, your attention, now pitching for the Owls, number 33, Laura Bishop.
Back here at Bailey Park, good to see Madison Miller get up and be able to stay in this game. Scott, we were talking about it during the break, may have been an issue where the first thing that hit the wall was the visor and just may have pushed in on her head a little bit.
Yep. Yep, and the Owls have elected to make a pitching change
for Laura Bishop.
Yep, and Laura Bishop's entering the game. She's only thrown 17 2/3 this season. Has an 8.32 ERA. Given up 21 earned runs in 17 innings. Has walked 14 in 17 innings. And opponents are hitting 386 against her. So she's got a chance to come in now and get a little work in.
Only 2 outs here for the Owls. Amaya Gaynor will be on the bases now, a pinch runner for the Eagles. First pitch from Bishop misses high, 1-0.
Yep.
So one run did come across before we had the stoppage for the injury to Madison Miller, who, like we said, still good to see her in the game. Bishop's 1-0. Fouled backwards. Turns to 1-1.
Beautiful, bright blue sky that's kind of dusted with clouds. One here, one there, but just an absolutely beautiful day.
Couldn't ask for a better day for softball here in Kennesaw.
Urge everybody after the ball game and after the things have settled down here at Bailey Park to get outside and enjoy it.
Wild pitch from Bishop gets behind, and Gaynor will advance from second to third, but no reason not to just be hanging around outside today. Pools aren't opened up yet, are they?
No, but you can get your vitamin C out walking, not vitamin D out walking around. You can get your vitamin C, too, if you can find an orange tree. But up here in Marietta, Georgia, it's kind of hard to find them.
2-1 pitch is a fly ball hitting the shallow outfield. Katie Grebe calls off everyone, comes in to make the grab. And the Owls now have 3 outs to score 7 runs as we head to the bottom of the 7th. They trail the Eagles here on the KSU Owl Network.
In the top of the 7th inning, the Eagles scored 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 1 runner was left on base. Leading off for your Owls, the catcher, number 24, Bella Galloway.
Final 3 outs here for the Owls to try and salvage this game. They're down by 7 here in the bottom of the 7th. Bella Galloway at the plate.
Yeah, if they salvage this one, it will be a newsworthy item right here. When you're down 7 runs in the 7th inning, it usually doesn't work out.
Gonna need a miracle. Bella Galloway takes the first one for strike 1. Second one bounces in the dirt before it gets to the batter's box. Count moved to 1-1.
Yeah, that was your basic 28-footer. Oh, we got a timeout call. He forgot to re-enter somebody. Coach Darrow's having to correct his lineup.
So I believe
he had pinch run for the short.
Sam Lesky was a pinch runner for try and see here if we can find it. There was a pinch runner in there somewhere. I believe it was Sam Lesky who came in. Or it was Gaynor for I believe it was Gaynor for Davenport.
Yep.
And Davenport never got re-entered. So got that figured out. 1-1 count here. 1 turns to 2-1. Galloway ahead in the count. If the Owls can get Galloway, Miller, and Hardiman all on, they'll be back to the top of the order. Swung on and hit left field, going back towards foul territory. It's Curvin. Called foul. It left the yard. Close call there, Scott. You had a better angle on it than I did.
It had the distance, but it was clearly foul.
Started off fair.
Yep. Well, anything you pull down the left field line is going to hook. And anything you hit down the right field line is going to slice toward foul territory in right field.
2-2 count. That one bounces foul down the first base side. Nice job here from Galloway to get some good contact, though. That one would have stayed fair. Would have been her first home run on the season. 15 hits so far, 5 RBIs here for Galloway. Played in 31 games so far this season. 2-2 pitch. Catches the outside part of the strike zone, called strike 3. And the Eagles now only need 2.
Just be around the strike zone when you got this kind of a lead. I mean,
we've seen that pitch as well called today. A strike an awful lot by our home plate umpires, Dwayne Shoemate.
It's good work when you've got 6 runs to get 2 outs. Now, you can pitch pretty freely out there.
Miller struck out her previous 2 times at the plate, trying to change that here and extend this game for her team. First pitch missed as a ball. Second pitch does the same. And the count goes to 2-0. 14 hits on the day for the Eagles.
Well, been that kind of day.
Impressive offensive day. 2-0 pitch goes 2-1.
Well, not making excuses for anyone, but obviously Bennett came out and gave the Owls her very, very best effort, but clearly there was not enough left in the tank from yesterday.
2-1 pitch is slapped towards the left fielder, McKenna Batterton. And Sky, you said it earlier. That infield is playing shallow. If that would have gotten over McKenna Batterton, that would have been maybe a double, maybe a triple, but since the infield was playing so shallow, goes in as an out, and the Owls are down to their final out of today's ball game. Won the first 2 yesterday, 3-1 in the first one, 4-2 in the second. Yep, currently trail 10-3 here.
They have won the series.
First pitch goes down as a strike. They've won the series.
Yep.
Would have been good for the Owls to get the sweep here.
Yes, it would have.
Owls sitting at 6-11 in conference. FGCU at 6-14 with the win here would go to 7-14. Off the bat of Hardiman at the plate. After it was high. 0-2 the count here, and the Owls down to their final strike. Oh, 2 pitch on the way from Estroff. Swung on and hit back foul. It'll hit off the fence, and the play will be blown dead. Or called dead, rather.
Blown dead?
Blown dead. Thinking of every other sport but softball right now.
Stay with me, kid. You're about
I'm
to
there.
land a plane.
I'm there.
All right, you're about to land a plane. Now, stay with me.
I knew what I wanted to say, but you know sometimes it just doesn't come out the way you want to say.
I knew what I wanted to say, but they wouldn't let me.
0-2 pitch from Estroff here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th, fouled back by Hardiman. Going to be a battle. We've seen Hardiman battle all of today.
Yes, she
ain't going down without a fight.
She has had good at-bats.
Fly out to center field on a hard hit ball, and a long at bat her first time up, ended up in a put out. One more 0-2 pitch. Misses outside, 1-2. Hardiman trying her best to get on base here.
Any way you can, baby, any way you can.
Bring up Faith Alexander. 1-2 pitch from Estroff. Swung on and hit back towards her. It's going to be a roller. Hardiman trying to beat out the throw. She will. A close play at first. And this game has been extended courtesy of Ty Hardiman getting her first hit on the day.
Yeah, well, those good at-bats paid off. She didn't hit that ball hard at all. It was actually off the end of the bat and kind of spun out to second base. Went very, very slow. And she was able to use her legs and beat it out.
Faith Alexander, now the Owls' last hope. Going to try and do the same thing Ty Hardiman did, just reach.
That's right. Just keep it alive.
First pitch to her, misses low and away, 1-0. If Alexander and Greep get on, Taylor Cates will be due up. Right now it's Greep in the on-deck circle. Faith Alexander at the plate. Second pitch, again low and away.
Eagles again employing that shallow outfield defense.
Kind of shocking here with Faith Alexander at the plate, knowing what she can do, hitting above 300 on the year. 2-0 pitch, swung on and chip shot to right field. That should end it, and it will. Nice grab there from Cannon Davis to end today's ball game. The Owls fall to the Eagles 10-3, but take the series 2-1, courtesy of their doubleheader wins yesterday. Won both games, 3-1 and 4-2. And the Eagles snapped their 8-game losing streak. Owls snapped their 2-game winning streak. And the Owls will be back here at Bailey Park May 6th and May 7th. May 6th is a doubleheader on a Friday. It's a 1 p.m. and a 3 p.m. start. And then on Saturday, they'll play at 12, similar how they did it yesterday and today. Scott, I want to thank you so much for taking your generous time to be here. It's been an absolute pleasure.
I had a good time. You did a great job, kid.
I appreciate that.
Everybody did, the whole crew. It was fun to be here.
A big thank you to all of our production crew and everything they did to help us get on air and make this show go as smoothly as possible. But for Scott Whitlock, I'm Bryce Gobert saying thank you so much for watching today's game. The Owls fall to the Eagles 10-3. We'll be back here on May 6th for the Owls' final series against Jacksonville. Stay safe.